Hi, good evening, and a very warm welcome to all the participants in today's webinar. We will allow a couple of minutes to everyone to join in and settle down, and then we'll get started. I hope that is okay with you. I know it is a wastage of your time, but during this time, we'll have few important discussions. So, firstly, let me check on the live stream because I believe many of you would want to access the recording of today's webinar. And for that, it is crucial that the live stream should be working fine. So I'll just take few seconds to check on that. And then I will be back with you. So the live stream seems to be working fine. Wonderful. And this is where the first important point that I wanted to discuss with you is about the recording of the webinar, because a lot of participants ask us this question, that will we get the recording? And the answer is absolutely yes. In fact, during the session itself, if I find time, I'll share the link with you, or it is very simple. You can go to YouTube and search for GlobalLinker. You can see that in my name tag. I think it is appearing somewhere here down. And you'll find our YouTube channel, and that's where you'll find the recording. Or otherwise, after the end of this session, we will email you the recording on the email IDs that you have used to join this session, right? So while joining this session, you had entered an email ID. So on that email ID, we are going to send you an email with the recording, right? So that was one point. Second is related to how we are going to interact amongst us. Obviously, it should not be a one-way session wherein I'm just talking and you are listening. This is supposed to be an interactive session, but we are not connected via a Zoom meeting wherein you can simply unmute yourself and you can ask your question. So how are you going to ask your questions? If you have a doubt, if you are not clear about something which I have just said, or if you want to discuss something else that you have in your mind, and we are also joined here today by a FIEO official, Mukeshji, so and Chiragji. So if you want to ask them any question, how will you do that? So for that, you have to use a option. So if you're looking down below, that's where you will find an option called Q&A. And if you're joining through a smartphone, then it will be hidden in the menu. So if you click on the menu, then you'll be able to find it. So you have to use the Q&A to ask the question. For anything else, for any interactions, I can see there are all right 6 7 messages in the chat already. So if you want to connect and interact with other wonderful business owners who are joining us here today, so for that you can certainly use the chat option, or at any given point in time, if I want to seek your opinion, if I want to understand what is your perception about something, so for that we will certainly use the chat. But avoid adding your questions in the chat, because there's a possibility there's a lot of exchange happening. Your question might get missed out, and we certainly don't want that to happen. We'll try our best to answer each and every question. So for that, it is important that you're adding the questions in the Q&A. I hope that is clear with everyone. So for questions, use Q&A. For general discussion, you can use chat, and you can also use chat. I can see there are few participants who are already using the chat. So you should also use chat to connect and network with other business owners who are joining us here today. God knows, you may be able to find a buyer or supplier in this session. And it has, in fact, happened in the past. In one of the sessions, a business owner was not only able to find a supplier, they were even able to crack a deal during the session itself. So God knows, it is always better. But when you are sharing your introduction, it is important to keep into consideration few points. One is, what is your business name? What product or services do you offer? Where are you located? What are your contact details? And if you have a website, also include that, right? So 5 points you should consider while you are sharing your introduction in the chat. I will also share towards the end of the session, not right now, a link of a WhatsApp group that we have created to help and support exporters like you. So please do join that group as well. I will be sharing the link of that group. Now, this is where I think we have spent enough time, and now we should get started. So this is where I'm going to formally start the session now. And I would like to welcome everyone because I can see there are a number of participants who have just joined us. So, hi, good evening, and a very warm welcome to all the participants, especially the ones who have just joined us. You're welcome to this webinar, and this is where we are formally starting the webinar. We were just having a discussion how you are going to ask your question around that. All right, so this is where we'll begin. And before I start the presentation, I would like to welcome two FIEO officials. These are from the Federation of All India Export Organization, which is an apex export promotion body by the Government of India. So Mukesh ji and Chirag ji are FIEO officials who are joining us here today. So good evening and a warm welcome to both of you.
Good evening, sir. Good evening. Good evening, all of you.
All right. So thank you, Mukesh. And this is where I'm going to now start sharing my screen and we will proceed ahead with today's discussion. And while I am starting to share my screen, I will share a quick introduction about myself. My name is Adnan. I'm Director E-commerce at GlobalLinker. And as the designation suggests, I look into digital commerce, the business side of digital commerce, but I also actively work on sharing knowledge and information with business owners like you. Because in today's day and age, there are technical issues or technical challenges which are there. But one of the biggest challenge and the most significant one, if you're talking about 2025, is the knowledge gap, because there are so many powerful solutions which are available and which are in fact very economical or almost free to use, but we are not aware as business owners on how we can utilize them, how we can leverage them to our benefit. And that's where we try to contribute as much as possible by organizing such webinars, conferences, seminars, etc. And I had the wonderful opportunity of organizing or presenting in more than 500 sessions in different countries and sharing a little bit of knowledge and information with about 12,000 business owners in various countries. So that was a quick introduction about myself. I am going to share my contact information with all of you, and all of you are more than welcome to connect with me if you need to seek any assistance or if you need advice. Especially a lot of businesses I have personally seen that they are creating their profile, etc., and they have this concern that we are not getting the benefit out of it. And when I review their profile, there are a lot of gaps into it, and that is something that we are going to stress upon in today's session as well. That is an area where I have personally seen that a lot of businesses are struggling, so we'll try to spend some time there as well. But I think this is where we should get started with what we all are gathered here to discuss, and that is about Indian Business Portal, and most importantly, how are you going to connect with foreign buyers on Indian Business Portal. So let's move ahead. What you're seeing on your screen is the logo of Indian Business Portal. So before I start my presentation, I would like to give a brief introduction about Indian Business Portal. But before I do that, is my screen visible? Can you let me know using the chat? And that will also test how many of you are actually attentive. All right. So I can see there are a lot of participants who are actually very attentive and they have immediately responded. So thank you, everyone. It is not possible for me to name everyone, but I can see there are many, many, many members who have confirmed that my screen is visible. Wonderful. So Indian Business Portal is a trade hub for Indian exporters and foreign buyers. So through this trade hub, through this platform, Indian exporters' products can be discovered by international buyers, and international buyers can discover Indian exporters and they can do business together. So this is a platform which essentially helps or does the matchmaking, or is a platform which solves the problem of exporters at one end by giving them a visibility in front of international buyers. At the same time, it also solves the challenge of international buyers and makes it easier for them to find Indian exporters. So that is a very quick and short description or introduction about Indian Business Portal. Let's also quickly understand the objectives of Indian Business Portal. So there are two objectives of Indian Business Portal. The first objective is to allow or to provide. I think provide is a much more relevant term. So The objective of Indian Business Portal is to provide a digital presence to each and every exporter. Now, unfortunately, digital presence as a term has been so much exploited that all of us have different imaginations of that term, right? So I may have a different perception of what digital presence means, and you may have a different perception, and Mukeshji will have a different perception. So that's where, just to clarify, what does digital presence and own digital presence means, I'm going to switch my screen, take you to a browser tab, and show you a few examples so that you can understand what type of digital presence all of you can create on Indian Business Portal, and which is also a primary objective. And as I am switching my screen, I'll help you or give you a background as well why this is also a very important offering, or why it is kept as an offering. Because if you look around, and this is where I believe many of you will know someone who is an exporter and who has phenomenal products but does not have any digital presence whatsoever. Forget about having a website or a profile, they don't even have an email. Now, that is a significant disadvantage for us as a country, because many of our good exporters can't be discovered online. And that is a significant change which is happening with respect to B2B buying or global B2B buying. And this isn't something which I'm just making it up. You can research online, and there is a study published by McKinsey some time back, wherein they have clarified that almost 40 to 45% of global B2B buying is now happening digitally. And another very important trend which they have highlighted, and this is where in next 2 years it will have a significant impact, that a lot of now B2B buyers or procurement managers are the next generation Gen Zs, and for them, anything that does not exist digital does not exist at all. So that's where you are going to work with buyers who are more tech savvy, who are more digital oriented, and digital oriented not in the sense that they just want to find you, they want to understand everything digitally. And that's where, if you don't have a digital presence, you will be losing out in a lot of action. All right, so this is where you can see I've opened about 20, 30 browser tabs here in front of you, and they are also divided into different groups. So I'm going to walk you through a few of these examples to help you understand what type of digital presence you will be creating with Indian Business Portal. So this is an example of a business, and these are all live examples that I'm showing you. These are all exporters like you. So this is a business that is into these heavy equipment which are used for maintaining sports institutions like stadiums, etc. So this is their digital presence, or this is their digital catalog. I think the website did not load up properly. So let me refresh it so that it loads up properly. So this is where now you can see the products are loading. I think it is still loading up. All right. So it is reloading. So what I was trying to show you is this is an exporter like you who have created a digital presence on the platform. And this is an example of that. Now, many of you may be believing, and I think this is where again internet is impacting it, but many of you may be believing that this looks like a online shopping website, and we are into B2B business. So this isn't something which is relevant to us, right? So you might be having that thought in your mind, but let me show you this. So this is one of the product that I have opened on their website. For the benefit of time, I've already opened that so that we can see a few seconds there. So this is where we can see this is a ground roller, and obviously no one is going to buy it online unless the person has a great rapport, and this is a obviously a high value product. So any business So, for example, there is a organization, let's say in UAE, and that is making a new stadium, and they need a ground roller, so they can simply come here and they can send inquiry. This is where no online shopping is happening. A prospective customer is expressing their interest that we are interested to buy a product from you, and then you can connect with them, understand their requirement further, and then take the discussion forward, right? So this is an example of a B2B utilization of the digital presence that you'll be creating with Indian Business Portal. All right. This is one example. This is another example. And I've just opened few examples to give you the flavor, because otherwise, what I've seen, people tend to believe, okay, it is only relevant to heavy engineering products and not for agri, etc. Right. So just to give you flavor of that, I'm showing you a few examples. So this is a business that is into matchstick manufacturing and export. So this is their little catalog that they have created. This is another business which is into leather product export, and this is their digital catalog that we are looking at. There's another business which is into manufacturing and export of precision products which are used for diamond cutting and polishing. There's another business which is into heavy engineering products, walls, pipes, etc. There's another business, and I've deliberately kept this example because the moment you look at it, you will have a imagination, or you'll it will trigger a thought that it is online shopping. But this is not. This is where, again, on the similar lines, anyone who is interested to buy in bulk from them. This is where I'm not sure how big it is, but this is where you can see send inquiry. Or let me just open one of the product page. I think there is some issue there, but here you can see send inquiry. So this is where any business that is interested to buy jewelry from them in bulk, they can send them an inquiry. They can express their interest that we are interested to buy the jewelry in bulk from you, and then they can take the discussion forward, right? So this is the B2B side of it, or how you can utilize the online store or digital presence capability that you get from Indian Business Portal for your business. And these are different examples from different types of businesses or from different industries. Now, I believe there will be participants in the audience who are from the B2C export side of it. And they must be thinking like, okay, you have a good solution for B2B. Is there anything which is therefore B2C, wherein I want to export my products to international buyers in retail quantities, right? So people buying for their personal consumption. So that is also possible. This is a business that you're seeing on your screen, and international buyers who are interested to buy their products. This is not bulk buying. This is like online shopping. Difference is instead of an Indian buyer, it is a buyer sitting in Europe or US who are buying their product, right? So that is also possible. In fact, if time permits, I can show you with an example also. So I'm very quickly opening a tool. This is called local browsers. Is basically used to see how a website is appearing in a particular country. So let's see. Let's try to open. Okay, I think there's some issue happening there. So the currency automatically changes. And so in India, we are seeing the product as 669, whereas if there's a customer in US who is looking at the product, they will see the currency in dollars, and if it is in Europe, it will change to euros. And if there is a factor, or if there's a increase that is also required to accommodate the different charges, etc., that can also be taken care of by the system itself, right? So you can add a factor to it. This is another example of a business that is utilizing our solution for B2C. This is another example of B2C. This is another example from the electronics products. This is another example. This is another example. And this is another example, an exporter like you who have created their online store. This is an example of another business that is into organic edible items. And this is their digital presence that they have created, right? So here, the takeaway for you is that whether you are in the B2B side of it or whether you are on the B2C side of it, the platform can serve you both, right? So it can serve a B2B business, it can serve a B2C business equally, and it is a feature-packed solution with the payment and logistic. All the integrations are already pre-done, and you can utilize it. There is a third world also wherein a business wants to cater to B2C at one end and B2B at other end. That is also possible. A few examples I would want to show you. So this is a business which is into garments, and this is where you can see the send inquiry and view all. So if there is a B2B buyer, they can send them an inquiry, and if it is a B2C customer like me, I can place an order. And here we have another example of another business. So send inquiry and add to cart. So a retail customer like me, I can do an add to cart and I can buy this product. Whereas if there's a business that is wanting to buy Ganeshji's idol in bulk, they can send them an inquiry and then they can negotiate the pricing, etc., and then close the deal. So this is how, irrespective whether you are dealing in a B2B business or you are dealing in a B2C business or you're doing the both, you can utilize this solution. You can use the digital solution to get discovered and grow your business. Now, there are two important points that I would want to discuss with you before I move back to the presentation. And these are, again, important discussions that I had with participants like you in the past. So that's why I thought of including them in today's discussion as well. The first is why there is a need to have these kind of digital catalog. We can simply have created all your profiles. In fact, later in the presentation, I will show you how your profile looks like on Indian Business Portal. All of you will get a profile on Indian Business Portal. But why are we then even offering you your own independent solution? The reason is to help you get discovered. And we believe that if a business has to grow, they don't have to be reliant on just one channel. You should be able to put in your own effort, and through that you should be able to grow yourself as well. So that's why we are providing you at your own digital presence in form of an online store, which you can use, which you can promote, and which is something that can help you get direct inquiries through your own effort. At the same time, you are becoming part of Indian Business Portal, which is promoted by FIEO, and whatever foreign buyer traffic which is coming there, they are also going to review your details there, your products there, and they will also connect with you. And so that acts like a add-on or additional channel, right? So instead of just relying on one channel or one stream, you have two streams which you can utilize. And this is where you can put in your own effort and grow it significantly. All right. So that was the first question or first point I wanted to discuss with you. This second point, and this is a very interesting one, and I'm not sure how many of you have thought of that, but one gentleman asked me this question. And if you have noticed, I've just switched tab and brought you here. So his question or point was that why are you making us put in so much effort? If you're talking about this website, they have uploaded hundreds of products, right? So why are you making us put in so much of an effort of uploading each and every product, wherein we could have just created like 2 pages about our organization and what are the products do we offer, right? So just that, and we could have been listed on the platform. Now, that is a very interesting point. Why are we making you put in so much of an effort, and why you have to list your product, not just your organization? Your organization and your products are also there. The reason is how the digital world is evolving. Earlier, yes, having a profile on the internet was more than enough. You could get traction through that, but not anymore. Now you have to be present because the search is not happening for a business, search is happening for a product. So if you don't have that product, the possibility of you getting discovered are negligible, right? So if you don't have a product, for example, this ground roller, if they don't have this product on their website, the chances of them getting discovered without having this are negligible, because there will be businesses who will have this product on their websites, and they'll get the traffic, they'll get their inquiries, they'll get the business. So it is crucial. This is how the dynamics of the internet are changing, and you have to also evolve to meet the dynamics or how the search is happening. Now, a very interesting development which is also happening invisibly with AI is that in future, and this is where I'm not talking about the recent one, probably 6 months down the line, or 1 year down the line, or 2 years down the line, or whatever the time frame may be, but it will happen that a lot of discovery or the searching will be done by AI or AI agents. Now, that's where if you are not existent on the internet, you absolutely don't have. And with this kind of detailing, you absolutely don't have any chance, right? So the human element will be reduced significantly. So at this time, if a international buyer is going through the websites, doing some research, etc., all that will be done by AI, right? So that's where the first level discoverability will become crucial. And for that, you need this kind of detail or even a greater amount of detailing so that you get discovered or you stand a chance to get discovered. Now that relates to another question, interesting, equally interesting one, and that is what are the chances if you are creating an online store that I just showed you like that and listing our business on Indian Business Board? What are the chances that AI is going to pick them up? Certainly, AI will pick them up because we have enabled or created the provision that AI can crawl the content which is there on your website or on your online store and on the Indian Business Portal as well, right? So discoverability for AI will certainly be there. All right. So coming back to the objective, and I think we have spent quite a bit of time there, but I hope you are clear about the digital presence that you will get through Indian Business Portal. Now, the second objective, and which is very obvious, and that is to provide a visibility to all of you in front of international buyers. So those are the two objectives of Indian Business Portal. Let's quickly move on and let's have a bird eye view of the entire ecosystem. Now, firstly, I have described or shown how you are going to list on Indian Business Portal. So for that, you have to create your online store. And I believe all of you understand what an online store means. We have just seen so many examples. Those are online stores. Now, once you have created your online store, so the products will get listed, right? So you create an online store, the products that you're adding on the online store gets displayed on the Indian Business Portal. So that's how the process works. Now, the ecosystem or the areas of opportunities which are there for you. So the first one is through the Indian Business Portal. So if you constantly puts in effort to bring international buyer or liaison with international buyer, understand their requirement. Now those requirements are posted on Indian Business Portal, or Indian international buyers are invited to Indian Business Portal, and that's where if you have visibility, you'll get the action there. So that is one island of opportunity that exists for you. The second island of opportunity is your online store. As I mentioned, now you have an online store. You can put in your own effort. You can put in your own marketing effort and bring the international buyer onto your online store and convert them, right? So you're not just reliant on Indian Business Portal. You are also doing something on your own, the secondary channel, and through that you're growing your business. The third is business community. So when you're joining here, you're becoming part of a community of more than of business owners from more than 150 countries. So similar to how you do professional networking on LinkedIn, you can do business networking here. You can connect with them, send them a contact request, and once they have approved it, you can exchange messages from them with them and understand if they have a requirement for the product or services that you're offering, or they know someone who may have a requirement for product or services that you are offering. All right. So this is the entire landscape for you with different islands of opportunities. Now let's close the presentation. I'm not going to take any more of your valuable time with the presentation. So I'm going to close that and we will go to Indian Business Portal. And that's where I believe you are all very eager to understand how are you going to connect with international buyers on Indian Business Portal. So what you're seeing on your screen is the Indian Business Portal. And there are two processes through which you will be doing business, or through which international buyers will be connecting with you on Indian Business Portal. The first is post buying requirement, which you can see here, and you may be getting confused now that post buying requirement, we are sellers, so we what do we have to do with buying? So post buying requirement is a feature which is used by the international buyers to express their requirement. A lot of international buyers, they don't prefer to individually go and look for the exporter. They just share that this is what I want to import from India, this is my requirement, and if you can fulfill that requirement, please do connect with me. And when these requirements are received, they are reviewed by the FIEO team, and once they are done with the review, they are posted here. So this is where you can see one of the requirement. Now, in case you are getting anxious that there is just one requirement, no, there are actually hundreds of them. I think there is some issue happening here, or there is an issue with my internet. Yeah, it is fine. My internet is fine. Let me try once again. Okay, no, it is not working. So let me describe. So you have to click on view all. That will take you to the next page. This is where you'll find hundreds of requirement. They are typically live for about a week. Now, once you come across a requirement, that's where you have to fulfill the requirement. But before we go on to that space wherein we will discuss how you are going to fulfill the requirement or how you are going to submit your response, let me give you an overview. And why am I giving you an overview about how this process works? Because that is a area where we get a lot of questions on our help desk. So FIEO receives these requirements either through the post buying requirement, or FIEO directly gets a requirement from the international buyers, because there are many buyers who are directly connected or familiar with FIEO. So whenever they have to import anything from India, they directly approach FIEO and seek their help. So either through that channel, or they approach Indian embassy and request for help, and then Indian embassies then pass on those leads to FIEO. So whatever the channel may be, once that requirement is received by FIEO, FIEO reviews it, evolves, evaluates it, spends some time on it, does the due diligence, and once everything looks good, then those requirements are posted here. Whenever this requirement is posted, all the businesses that are listed on Indian Business Portal, they get an email update that there is a requirement, and if it is of interest to you, you can certainly fulfill the requirement. You can come here and submit your response. Now, these requirements are typically live for about a week or 10 days. Once the requirement end period closes, so after that, FIEO again reviews all the responses, because it has happened in the past that some negative elements have posted something wrong, and the entire response was sent to international buyer, which created a embarrassing situation for all of us. So that's where FIEO puts in additional effort to review each and every response which is submitted by Indian exporter. And once FIEO is done with the review, then those responses are shared with international buyers. So the review again takes about a week, and then international buyer takes about 2 to 3 weeks to review those requirements and finalize a Indian exporter. So overall, from the time frame point of view, you should consider at least 4 to 5 weeks as a time frame for you to get a response. However, at any given point in time, if you feel that you would like to seek an update, so you can just simply drop an email at ibp@fio.org. IBP is basically abbreviation for Indian Business Portal at FIEO.org. I'll also share that email in the chat shortly. So drop an email, give the reference of the RFQ that you have responded, and FIEO officials will provide you an update that what is the status of that RFQ. All right. Now, submitting the response. So you have to just click here, which will take you to this another page. And here, the first point that I would want to share with you or highlight to you is review the requirement. Be absolutely clear about the requirement. And if you have any confusion, reach out to FIEO on ibp@fio.org and seek answers to your questions. And then once you have gained absolute clarity about the requirement, then you should proceed ahead to submit the response. In past, it has happened that someone has submitted a response and they were unfortunately also selected by international buyer. And when international buyer scheduled a meeting with them, during the meeting, they realized that they were not aware about the requirement and they cannot fulfill the requirement. So this is where, again, you can understand it creates a very negative impression about all of us and presents us as very unprofessional people, which should be avoided. And that's why that FIEO has started putting in a lot of effort to do the cleanup so that such instances can be avoided. And despite the cleanup, that instance happened. So that's why it is important that you are absolutely clear about the requirement. So tomorrow, if you are selected by the international buyer, you can fulfill that requirement, right? So that is very important. So be absolutely clear. The requirement is detailed out here, but still, if you have question, get a response, get it clarified, and only then submit the response. Now, submitting the response is very easy. You have to just fill in few details like your company name, your email name, phone number, IC code. You have to upload the IC code certificate. You have to specify whether you are a merchant exporter or manufacturer exporter. You have to upload the copy of your factory license or MSME certificate. You have to, if you're a FIEO or a member of any Export Promotion Council, then you have to upload the RCMC certificate. You have to specify whether you are on Indian Business Portal or not. And if you are on Indian Business Portal, you have to specify or input the URL of your online store. After that, you have these two questions which are non-informative, or just to rephrase what I just said, all the above question, if you just think about them, they're all informative, and these information will be there for me, there it will be there for Mukeshji, it will be there for all of you, right? Now, how will a international buyer decide that he has to choose Mukeshji and he has to choose, let's say, Nishanji? So how will he or she decide? For that, these two questions are important. So one question is related to your experience and second is related to your capabilities. And this is where, again, we have seen that a lot of businesses, when they are responding, a lot of exporters like you, when they're responding, they are just typing yes, yes, that's it. Or yes, we have experience, yes, we have capabilities, that's it. This is where you are doing a harm to yourself. Right? So in Hindi, as we say, kulhadi pe pair marna, it is exactly like that. If you're not providing a detailed response, and this is where, again, I'm not saying that you have to write an essay here. No, one or two paragraphs at least, add some details, give some reason for the international buyer to choose you. Otherwise, they don't have a reason. They don't understand you. And if they don't understand you, how will they make that decision to choose you? So that's where write little details. And if you are a little apprehensive that your English and formatting is not that great, use AI. Now you have AI and it is absolutely free to use. Use AI and AI will write a very detailed and grammatically correct response. And do that. Don't leave these sections blank. And in fact, the realization was also that those businesses who have typed yes, they were not like businesses who are just startups or who couldn't respond or fulfill the requirement. They were good exporters who have good credentials, etc. But that was a surprise for us as well that they didn't add the details. And again, the apprehension, like we have to think of something, etc. It is very easy to take help from AI, and AI can write all that content for you. But again, the takeaway for you is that these two sections are very, very important. You should not be leaving them blank. Add at least one or two paragraphs here so that international buyer can review that information and can understand more about you, and then they can confidently take that decision of approaching you, right? So this is one of the process through which international buyer is going to connect with you. Now, how will they be connecting with you? That's another obvious question that comes in mind, that we have submitted the response and this response was reviewed by international buyer. They have done the selection. What is the next step there? So the international buyer will either approach FIEO that these are the exporters that we have shortlisted. Can you please schedule a meeting with them? And then FIEO will reach out to you and they'll schedule a meeting. So that is one way in which it may happen. The second is they will share the list with FIEO that these are the exporters that we have shortlisted. Can you please ask them to connect with us? And then FIEO will share the contact details of the international buyer, and then they'll ask you to connect with them to schedule the meeting and take the discussion forward. The third is they'll directly approach you. So they have your contact details. They'll directly call you or email you that we are interested to discuss further. When can we connect? And then you'll schedule a meeting with them and take the discussion forward. All right, so this is how the first process works. The second process is wherein international buyer goes through the search or they go through the navigation that we have here, and through this they find you. And I have open profile of few businesses here just for the benefit of time. So just imagine that I am an international buyer and I came across this particular exporter on Indian Business Portal. So I am looking at their profile. So this is where the first thing which any international buyer wants to do is they want to understand what else do they have. So I came across one of their products, which is something which I want to buy, but what else do they have? So the moment they'll come to your profile, the very first thing that they will see is your entire catalog. So all the products which are there in your catalog, they are all visible here. So as an international buyer, I can see the profile, I can see all the products which are there, and I can make a mind. Okay, I was wanting to buy this one, but this is also looking nice, and I can select multiple products and make up my mind. Now, in addition to that, so one is what all this particular exporter offers. The second is what is this exporter? I would want to understand about this exporter as well. And that is where you'll see there's a about section where all the information is also listed down. So this is where you have the advantages, innovations, etc., and other details about the business. When did they start the business, legal entity type, the countries that they have already exported to, all that information is also available here, right? So this is where, as an importer or as an international buyer, if I had any doubt, if I had any apprehension, etc., they're all answered very easily. And if I also want to understand what type of certifications, etc., they have, so this is where you can see the certifications can be added. This is where this exporter has added multiple certification. They're all visible here. So from a international buyer's perspective, all the information that I need to make up my mind to connect with this international, this Indian exporter, they're all there in front of my screen and which I can easily access. So anything and everything that they want to understand about you, to understand about your product, all the information is available at their fingertips. All right. So this is how they are going to do the discovery. They are either going to use the search or go through the navigation and then come to your profile, understand about you, read about your business details, view your certifications, etc. Now, once they have done that, they would want to connect with you. How will they connect with you? And this is the interesting space. This is where I believe all of you would also want to understand how will they connect with us. So the most popular medium these days is request meeting, which you can see here. This is request meeting. Now using request meeting, they'll be able to schedule a meeting with you similar to how we are meeting here today. Now, the question comes, how will you know? And if I was in your place, I will be extremely excited at one end and I'll be extremely anxious at the other end. Okay, this is very interesting. They'll be able to schedule a meeting, but at what time and on which day? How will I come to know that a gentleman from US has scheduled a meeting? You will get an email update. So whenever an international buyer schedules a meeting, firstly, they are requesting for a meeting. It's not like they have scheduled a meeting at 4 p.m. on Friday. Not like that. They are requesting that I would want to meet you on this day and time. Are you available for a conversation? Right. So that is what is happening. So you'll get an email update, but unfortunately, with email, the problem is that there are so many of them, and it is practically become impossible for all of us to keep a track of them. So there is a control panel that all of you will get, and I'm just switching the screen very quickly to show you that. So this is the control panel, and all of you will have a similar control panel. And if you go to the My Meetings section, and I think because the connectivity issue, there is something happening. Let me try to open that. So, no. So in the My Meetings section, you will be able to review all the meeting requests that you have received, and you will be able to respond to them. So that is one. Second is contact seller, which is yours here. So if a international buyer chooses this option, contact seller, in that case, they'll be sharing the details about themselves, their company name, their country, their name, designation, etc. So you'll get all the details in your email as well as in the control panel of your online store. So even if you miss out on the email, you can regularly go to the control panel and you can check there. Third is visit store. So using the visit store, they can go to your online store and see the contact details there, and they can connect with you there as well. So this is how an international buyer is going to connect with you and do business with you. Now, very quickly, we should try to understand how you are going to list your products, because I believe there will be participants in the audience who are not yet listed on Indian Business Portal. So the very first thing that you have to do is you have to come to Indian Business Portal and you have to click on register as Indian exporter, which will open another page. I'm not sure if that will open up. No, there is some issue happening. So you have to click on register as Indian exporter, and let me show you the process using a tutorial. All right, so this is a tutorial video. I'll just go full screen and we'll quickly go through the video. We are not going to play the video because that will not be a very wise utilization of your time. So as I was mentioning, you have to go to Indian Business Portal, click on register as Indian exporter, which will open this page. Here you'll have to click on create your catalog. And on this page, the next page, which will open up, you will find this video. It is embedded there. In the next screen, you have to just type out the adjoining space, this space I'm referring to. You have to type your name, type in an email ID and create a password, then click on agree and continue. In the next screen, do an OTP verification of your number, input your GST and verify it. Then you have to add your company name, location, legal entity type, and then click on next. In the next screen, you have to select the industry to which you belong. If you're a merchant exporter and there are multiple industries that you cater to, you can select the most prominent one. Click on next. In the next screen, you have to select what type of activities you are involved in. So, for example, whether you're a manufacturer, you're a retailer, you're an exporter. So it is a multi-select, but do the selection little diligently because this information is used for by the AI for the matchmaking. So please just select it a little diligently, which will bring you to this screen. On the screen, there are three simple questions that you have to answer. What is the main purpose? How many products? And would you like to have the minimum order quantity feature? Then click on next. Select a suitable design template. And if you don't like it, you can change it anytime. It will hardly take you a few seconds to change the design template. Now, once you are done with that, uh, it will bring, so once you have selected the design template, it will bring you to the next screen. This is where you have the store name and store URL. So store name is basically your business name, or if you are operating a brand, so in that case, it can be your brand name as well. So it is not necessary or compulsory that your store name is to be your business name as well. It can be your brand name or any other name if you would want to give it to your store. But most of the businesses create the store in the name of the business only, right? So that is this field, and it is already filled. You don't have to do anything unless you have done a typing mistake previously. You can correct that. Then you have store URL. Now, store URL may be either blank, it may not have anything, or it may have a code, 16-digit code like this, an alphanumeric code. So if it has an alphanumeric code like this, or what you're seeing on your screen, so you have to just select it, delete it, and then type in your business name. Now, the business name that you're typing should not have any space or any special character. Numbers are okay, alphabets are okay. So A to Z, all the alphabets, 1 to 9, all the numbers. So you can use all of them. But other than that, you should not input anything. So no space, no special character like at the rate, hashtag, nothing of that sort should be added. So here on the screen, you can see it is Reliable Fashion Enterprises. That is the name of the hypothetical business. And in the store URL, and let me highlight that field, store, it is Reliable Fashion Enterprises dot linker dot store, right? So that's how .linker.store is our subdomain that we are providing to you, absolutely free of cost, and you can use it for as long period as you want. Now the question is, if you have your own domain, can you use that? The answer is absolutely yes. And in fact, if we switch the screen and go to the few of the examples that we're looking at, so here you can see it is HK Online. So this business has taken their online store live on their own domain. Similarly, this business cventurings.com or this business, okay, they are using, or this businessbuild.com. So it is up to you. If you want to take it live on your own domain, you can do that. Or if you want to continue using linker.store, you can also do that. So entirely up to you. Both options are available. Now, once you are done, you have to click on create your store, which will bring you to this screen. This is where you'll notice that there are a lot of options here on the screen. Now, the next step is to click on this bubble or button that you're seeing here, blue color, big one. You click on it and it expands, and you can see there were 4 steps and you have already done 3 of them. There is one more step that remains. You have to click on it and it will take you to the product upload interface. Now, curiously, many times people have asked me that we already have the data with us in Excel. Can we upload that? Yes, you can do that. And in the video, we have explained how you can do that. And there's a detailed video also available on bulk upload. I'll share the link of that as well. Now, the product upload journey is explained in the video in great detail, so I'm not going to take your valuable time there. But there are 2 important points that I would want to highlight. The one is GI products, and this happens to be quite a frequent question, so that's why I'm taking it up. So GI product is geographic indication, or these are the specialty products that we have. So, for example, if I take the name of a very popular city, Nagpur, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Oranges, obviously, or if I say, let's say Darjeeling, it is this wonderful hill station, but tea is the next thing that comes to our mind, or Agra, popular for Taj Mahal, but equally popular for Petha, which is also a GI product. So these are the specialty products which are either manufactured, cultivated, or are naturally found at a particular location. Now, if you are someone who is dealing in a GI product, you should toggle that on, and then you should be selecting GI category and subcategory and then upload a GI certificate. Without uploading a GI certificate, you cannot specify your product as a GI product, right? So you have to upload the certificate and only then your products will be tagged as GI product. All right, so that is point number 1. The point number 2 is about the categories. So this is where you have category and subcategory. Now, for a moment, if we go to Indian Business Portal, I think we have to minimize this video and then only we can, yeah. So this is where, let's see if it is back. No, it is, yeah. So now if for example, you are someone who is a honey exporter, right? Just talking hypothetically, don't take it otherwise. So hypothetically speaking, you are a honey exporter. So it is your duty and responsibility that your product should be here in this honey category, right? So I came to the navigation, I clicked on honey. So any international buyer who's wanting to buy honey, this is the journey that they may follow, or they can go through search as well, but this is a journey there are chances they may follow. So it is your responsibility to ensure that your products are displayed at the right place. And how will you ensure that? So to ensure that, you have to use the category and subcategories. This is where you have category and this is where you have subcategory. Select the appropriate category and subcategory. In case you're confused, you're not sure which category and subcategory you have to choose, reach out to our help desk. I'll give the contact details of our help desk. Drop an email and our help desk will guide you or inform you that what category or subcategory you have to choose. All right. So that was point number two. Now, these categories and subcategories are quite exhaustive, more than 4,500 of them, but it is not something which is universal. There may be categories which are not there. And in case you feel that the category to which my product belongs is not included here in the list, please do let us know. We'll be more than happy to add them, although it will take little bit of time. It will not be instantaneous. It will take a few days, but we will certainly be happy to add the categories. All right. So these were the 2 points I wanted to share with you. We will skip the product upload part because that is captured in the video any which ways, and that will not be a very sensible use of your valuable time. All right. So we'll skip that, and the minimum requirement is uploading one product. So once you have uploaded the product, then you have to click on this home shaped icon, and which will bring you to the home screen. This is where you'll see there's a big gray color button which says unpublish. You have to click on that and it will publish your online store, and you'll see a congratulatory message that your store is live and you have done it. You have completed the online store setup. But is this the end? Absolutely not. You have to do few more things. So let's go back to the control panel. So this is the control panel as I was showing you earlier. And here you have to go to the product section and upload the remaining products. So you can either add them one product at a time or you can upload them in bulk. Both options are available. Now, once you are done with the product upload, the next thing is to work on the store beautification, store content, etc. So go to My Store, click on Pages, and this is where you will see the terms and policy pages. Enable them. Even if you are a B2B store, terms and condition and privacy policy should be enabled. If you are a B2C store where you are wanting to receive orders from the customer, all four of them should be enabled. And you should also add few pages about your business, because otherwise anyone who's coming to your website, they would want to know about you. And if you don't have that content on your website, then chances are they may feel that this does not look like a professional organization and they may go to your competitor. So, like this, I'm not saying that you have to design the same way, but this is where you can see how beautifully they have added the content. So, if there's a international buyer who wants to understand about this business, everything is available on this page, including a video about their business, right? So, add that here. Once you are done, then you can go and set up the navigation. This is where, and we have also embedded the video here to help you understand the process. Once you are done with the setup, you can go and apply the theme, and then you can go to store preview to upload the banners, etc. So once you are done with all this and you are fairly confident that now my online store is looking nice, the product are looking nice, then you should submit the request to list on Indian Business Portal. This is where you'll see Indian Business Portal. It is here just below My Store. You click on that. It brings you to the screen. On the screen, you'll see there's a form which is here, and you have to fill it up. Firstly, you have to do the IEC verification, and after that, you have to specify legal entity. When did you start your business? Whether you're a merchant, exporter, or manufacturer, exporter, are you MSME? Export turnover of previous 3 years, countries you have already exported to, countries you like to export to, number of employees which are there, license and certificate, extremely important, and the advantage is innovation. Basically, you have to specify what are the unique things about you so that an international buyer can make that their mind to connect with you. And then lastly, what type of proposals you are interested in, and then you click on save, which will bring you to the second stage. I'll just quickly show you what you have to do in the second stage. So second stage is basically this pop-up. This pop-up has two parts. One part where do's and don'ts are written, I would advise you to watch this video. Underneath the do's and don'ts, you have this video. Please do watch this video. In this video, we have listed down or detailed out what are the issues or mistakes that can prevent your business from being showcased on Indian Business Portal and how to solve them. So all the problems and their solution all are there in this video. Watch this video, and once you're confident there are absolutely no issues, then you should just agree the terms and click on submit, and the request will be then sent to our operations team, who will review your listing, and if everything is in place, your business will be listed on Indian Business Portal. If for some reason they find an issue, they will reject it, but they will specify what is the reason why they have rejected it. And then you can work on fixing the issue, and then you can submit the response back again. If you need any support, you have the support option here, which you can use to reach out to our help desk. And I will also be sharing the contact details of our help desk. So this is how you have to list your business on Indian Business Portal. Now, before I close the screen share, I did mention that I will be highlighting that where you have to focus to increase your chances of being listed or getting visibility from international buyers, right? So we will start from the very basic. The very basic one is your profile. This is a demonstration store, so obviously it does not have a complete profile, but you have to ensure that your profile is complete. Now, how do you ensure that? So you have to go and update your profile. This is where you can say it is only 40% completed. Now you can go from here, or you can click on your name initials, and then you can click on this pencil shaped icon, and it will bring you here. So this is where you have your personal detail. This is where you have to upload your own profile pics and your role description. Click on edit, add a role description, add a profile, first name, last name, email ID. Now move down below. This is where if you haven't done a GST verification, do that. Upload your business logo, upload your banner, and with banner you have two options. You can either design and upload your own banner, or you can select it from the gallery. So this is where you'll see there are a number of options which are available. You can select any one of them and you can upload them. Now, moving down below, this is where the products that you will upload to the online store, they will be displayed, so you don't have to work here. And down here, you have the company details. So what is your tagline? What is the incorporation type? Company size, what is the turnover, add a brief description about your company, and then select nature of business and are you any of these. So select multiple options based on what are relevant to you. Once you are done, you can also specify what are your business requirements. So what type of products do you require? This is not the sales side of it. This is the buying side of it. For your business, you must be buying something. So what do you want? So that AI can do the matchmaking and they can recommend relevant suppliers to you as well. Then you have license and awards. So this is also something that you should add. Add the image and describe the certificate that you have. And similarly, you can also add the award here. Lastly, your digital addresses like your website's URL, your social media handles. If you have multiple addresses, those can be added from here. So this is your profile. Update it thoroughly. All right. Now coming to the product part, which is basically the heart and soul. So on the product, ensure that the product title is descriptive. It includes the relevant keywords and also describes the product, right? So it is not like just men blue shirt. It is a elegant designed men's blue shirt or short sleeve tapered collar men's blue shirt, right? So all the attributes are included in the product title. If you want to understand that concept in person, just go to marketplaces and just look at how detailed are the product title, right? So that is something that you are required to do with the product title. With respect to the product summary and description, summary should be minimum 30 words, and that should comprise of at least one paragraph followed by bullet points that are basically about the specification details or benefits of the product, health benefits, etc. in case you have a natural product. And then you have the description, which should be at least 70 words, and a more detailed description that can even include the buying process, etc. So This is the content. But what is most important, and this is where I often see businesses missing out, that before they are doing this activity, right? So, for example, you are a garment manufacturer and you are uploading a shirt. Now, you will straight away, whatever name you have given it, ABC's shirt or elegant shirt, you'll just upload that. You have shot the visual, you'll just upload that. There's no background research that you're doing, that you want to sell these products to, let's say, an international buyer in Europe. So what are the terms that they are using to search for that? And that is not a very difficult thing to do these days. You can use AI with certain plugins and you can do that research in matter of minute. Otherwise, you can also use Google's keyword planner and understand what are the relevant search terms. You have to include them in the product title, product description. That improves your discoverability. Another miss which I often see is the meta information. So down below this, where you have meta title, meta keywords, and meta description. Meta keyword is not that important because searches don't put or search engines don't give weightage to meta keywords anymore. But meta title and descriptions are extremely important. And if these are not added properly, your page might get indexed wrongly, and then you may not get the right visibility in the search. So extremely important, right? This is about the product part. Now, coming to Indian Business Portal. So coming to Indian Business Portal, one thing and the very first thing that you have to check is your profile, your logo is appearing properly, the about section, the information is appearing properly, product catalog, all the products are appearing properly. This is a basic check that you are required to do. Then the categories, in the categories where you wanted to show your product, whether they are appearing or not, it is irrelevant because the products randomly change sequence. So if your product is down below, it will come up, but your product should be visible in the category. The next check is the search. So again, you know what are the search terms which your buyers may use. You have to use the same terms here and try to see whether your products are appearing or not. If the products are appearing, well and good. If they are not appearing, there is some issue which you have to check whether the relevant term is not there in the product title and description, or if it is there, then highlight the issue to us so that we can check and we can ensure that your products are discoverable. Now, this is about Indian Business Portal. There's one more thing that I want you to do, and that is to check on Google as well that all the products are indexed or not. And you can best do that with Google Search Console, which can easily be integrated. Our team can help you with doing that. But if you have to very quickly check, and you can do that very easily, I will just show you. So this is where you just go to Google and type site, SITE, and then colon, and then followed by the story URL. You have to delete the HTTPS and www. I'm just showing you of this particular business. And then this is where all the pages which are indexed with the Google, they are all visible here. So this is a little rudimentary check that you can do on your own. Otherwise, here also you can see Google is recommending that you check with Google Search Console. Another thing which I have noticed that a lot of businesses don't do, and this is where I'm sorry that it is getting little technical, but it is important. So when you'll be signing up with Google Search Console, you are required to input the site maps of your business. Now, many businesses don't know that it is important, and secondly, from where to get. So if you type robots.txt, so /robots.txt in the URL, this is where you'll get the site map. This is where you have the three site map. One is for products, second is for blogs, and third is for pages like about us and all. So you have to add all these site maps to the Google Search Console so that your indexing is done properly. All right. So this is how you can put in your effort. You can ensure that you're doing your best, and this will get you visibility, the desired visibility. And this is where I would like to further testify for this. There was one online store that I created some time back, and that was part of a demo series. So over the period of time, I kept on adding certain informations to it. And you'll not believe, on that demo business, that is a imaginary business which I created, I have received multiple inquiries myself. And you have a genuine business, why not? You will receive inquiries if you're doing it rightly. And that's where, once again, going back to the point that I mentioned earlier, that if you're doing it right, you'll get the inquiries. And if you're not sure whether you're doing it right, please do feel free to reach out to me. I will be more than happy to help and guide you, or someone from my team will connect with you and guide you. Now, I notice there is someone who's mentioned in the chat that IBP is down. Yes, there was an infra issue which has happened. Now it is resolved. All right, so we will now break into the question answer round. And while you add your questions in the Q&A, let me share the contact details of our help desk as well in the chat. I've already shared I have mistakenly shared my details with the host and panelists only. So let me share them once again with everyone. All right, so here you go. And now the help desk contact details, they're also here. And I will also share the tutorial videos, as I mentioned earlier, including the link of today's webinar, the recording link of today's webinar. All right, so this is where we have. Right, so all the links, including the link of today's webinar, is there. Yeah, it is there. And in one of my previous webinars, a few of the participants who were joining through their smartphones, they were having difficulty copying these links. So in case you also have a difficulty, then just drop me an email and I'll personally forward all these links and information to you. Now, let's start the Q&A. So this is where the first question that I'm seeing is from Aniruddham Biswas, and his question was how to list on Indian Business Portal. And I think that question is already answered through my demo. Next question is from Lenith, and the question is, can traders list products on the portal? Absolutely, yes. Traders can certainly list. I think I missed sharing a merchant exporter, because this is a common question that we get in webinars from merchant exporters, and their question is that we deal in so diverse category of product. So how should we listing them? Should we create separate online store for each category, or will we list all of that into one category? The answer is you have to list all of that into one online store. And going back to Lynette's question, yes, traders can also list their products on Indian Business Portal. Next question, and the question was slightly longer, so that's why it took me some time to go through it. So the question is an anonymous identity. They haven't specified their name. So their question is the information verified? Yes, all the exporters have to go through a mandatory GST verification. So without verifying, and in fact, IC verification also. So the first while you're creating your account, you are going through a GST verification, wherein you will input your GST, the system through an API, pull the information from the government database, and then you have to select one of the contact number of email ID that is associated with the government database and get an OTP onto that. And through that, you are doing the GST verification. The second is IC verification. So that is also done through an API with the government's or DGFT's API. So yes, exporters' details are verified. And the second part of your question was, can the details be edited later? Yes, those can be edited later if required. Next question is by Neeraj Ji, and I don't happen to be an expert into that. I'll request Mukesh Ji. Mukesh Ji, Neeraj Ji's question is that they want to ship the products to
Y-
UAE, and they are wanting to ship it through ship instead of air cargo, and want to understand what will be the time frame for the goods to reach UAE.
Sir, for this question, it's my suggestion to him. Just visit our website FIEO.org. There are
Sure.
many logistic company who are member of FIEO. They suppose that they directly can ask to them. Okay, they will respond properly. Okay.
Sure.
Otherwise, just share detail with yeah. Just drop one mail to us ibp@fio.org. Our team will look and reply to you.
Sure. I'm just typing that email. So I've just shared the email in the chat. So Neeraj, you can either drop an email or you can go to FIO's website and there you can connect with the logistic operators. Next question is from Kashvi Exports. And the question is, we already have a website. Can we link that website? The answer is no. And the reason is one, for data consistency, because you may have uploaded the product on your website with certain information. I will list it with certain other information. Mukeshji will list it with information as per his liking. And if you're trying to consolidate all that, and in today's days, that is technically possible, but that will create a lot of data inconsistencies. The product which I have listed may have 10 fields of data. Product you may have listed may have 20 fields of data. Mukeshji may have 70 fields of data, right? So it will create a huge data inconsistency, which will not be very nice thing to do in front of international audience. That is one point. Second is there are a lot of capabilities which are required for export and they may not exist on everyone's website. So for example, the meeting functionality which I showed you, that may not be there in your website or Mukesh's. I'm not sure about your website, but it may not be there on each and every person's website or contact seller inquiry management interface. So those kind of specific fields or functionalities which are required for export, they are all created on the platform, and that's why it is mandatory for each and every exporter to have the online store. Now, it is your choice whether to publish or not publish. You can simply keep it unpublished and continue to use your existing website, but you have to upload the products onto it and then list them on Indian Business Portal. Next question again from Kashvi Exports. How many buyers come to Indian Business Portal daily? So, firstly, it is a confidential information which I can't share with you on a public platform. And second is it is not a Amazon or Flipkart where you will have hundreds and thousands of people coming daily. It is a B2B business website wherein trusted international buyers are invited to come and they are coming and reviewing or sharing their business requirement or directly interacting with the business owners through request meeting or other functionality. I hope that answers your question. Next question from Lynette, and the question is how to get GI certificate. So GI certificate can be obtained from the GI certification authority that is based in Chennai. So if you Google about them, you'll find the details. You can connect with them. Next question, and this is an interesting one. This is from Priyanka, and her question is: if you has already verified the buyer, is it necessary for us to get it verified through ECGC or other medium? The answer is absolutely yes. PO does a level of due diligence, but this is where we are not guaranteeing or saying that the buyer is absolutely genuine and you can confidently proceed. Right? No, This is your business and you have to do your own level of due diligence. So whether you have to get it verified through ECGC or any other medium, any other agency, please do that. All right, so next question was fairly detailed. I was just going through that. And the question was from Shivraj ji. So Shivraj ji, this is where the service Indian Business Portal is offering is to help Indian exporter get the right visibility in front of international buyers. And this is where all the technology or the procedural services or effort, not effort, or support which is required, that is all provided. But this is not a consultancy kind of service wherein we are going to act as a consultant and walk you through a process. No, we can walk you through getting visibility or the process of the visibility, but not as the consultant that you might be looking at. All right, so next is not able to copy the link. I guess that may happen with few of the participants. So don't worry, drop me an email and I'll personally forward the links to you. Next question is from Ali, and the question is that they deal in cosmetic packaging and automotive oil. So Ali, while you were registering, you have to just select one category, but on your online store, you can list both type of products or any categories of products, right? Your product listing is important. Your business industry is just indicative. You don't have to select more than one option. Next question is around from Dinesh ji, not able to copy the link. So just drop me an email. And in case you have not seen my email, so just give me a quick second. Let me share my email ID. Next question, Stella Richards. So Stella, I've already explained the process during the webinar, but still, if you have questions or if you're getting stuck somewhere, drop an email on our help desk and our team will help and guide you. Next question is from Joy, and his question is it mandatory to list the pricing? No, it is not mandatory. Many of the exporters show price on request because the price keep fluctuating. So you can also show price on request and the potential buyer can reach out to you. Once you have received the requirement, then you can quote the price. Next question, and this is also interesting one. It is from Nilesh Jaiswal ji. So Nilesh ji's question is that they make custom products. So once they have received the requirement from the international buyer, based on that, they make the product. So Nilesh ji, what you have to do, and this is, there are many more suppliers like yours on Indian Business Portal. So what you have to do is you have to specify that what type of products you can manufacture, and then the potential buyer knows that you can manufacture these kind of products, and then they can share the specifications or requirements with you when they are submitting the inquiry. Next question is from Nilesh, and they are from Media Exports, and their question is, from where can we get the data of products which shows quantity and the export price detail? Mukeshji, will you be able to help with this question?
Yeah, sir, just one suggestion to him. He may visit our portal, Indian Trade Portal. There is one heading Trade Statistics. Okay, just go through that heading and see.
Sure. So Nileshji, on Indian Trade Portal, you will get the data through the trade statistics. Next question from Asha Nair. Buyers are verified to buyer go through a due diligence process, but we recommend, or we don't say that you don't have to do due diligence yourself. You must do the due diligence yourself. We are not guaranteeing that the buyers are verified. Next question is from Bhavna ji, and Mukesh ji, this is where I'll need your help. So the question is, what is the safest payment structure and mode for payment while dealing with international buyer?
Sir, suppose that first of all, where he is exporting, okay. So just one request to him, just drop one mail to us, okay, and tell us suppose that where he is exporting, then I will check and confirm to him. Okay.
Okay, sure. So Bhavna ji, you have to drop an email at ibb@fio.org with the details of what you're exporting and where you're exporting, and Mukesh ji or if someone from the FIEO's team will review and guide you with your question about the payment mode. Next question is from Sukant Dalal. And Sukant ji, because I personally have reviewed your catalog, now if you're paying attention, I've towards the end of the webinar, I've explained to you what are the areas where you should be focusing on to improve your profile, your product, etc. You have to focus on that. I've reviewed your catalog and your products, and there are many, many issues with that. So please fix those issues, and then you will have a chance or possibility of getting a foreign buyer connect with you. Email ID, I've added my email ID in the chat. It is there in the chat. It is mohammed.adnan@digivationworld.com. All right, few of the questions were repeated, so I'm just skipping that. Next question from Arindam. Generally, how much time taken to complete the registration? If I'm doing, I can do it that in hours, but generally 1 or 2 days. Next question is from Sandeep. Sandeep's question is, what are the charges of listing and creating on the portal? As a DIY platform, it is absolutely free, but we do provide assisted service. So there are many businesses who don't want to list themselves because of technical know-how, or they don't have the resources or time constraint, whatever the reason may be. There's a service, paid service that we also offer, wherein our team will set up, or our team will do the entire setup for you. So you can avail that service. And if any one of you is interested in availing that service, please do reach out to me. I'll connect with you the relevant, or I'll connect you with the relevant person. All right. So that was that. Next question, similar. Satyabodh, these question is also around the fee. Yes, as a DIY, do it yourself solution, it is absolutely free for you to create your online store and list your product. Uh, Next question is from Yuti. And the question is, if you're listing on GlobalLinker, our products are automatically listed on Indian business portal? No, you have to submit the listing request and then they are listed. All right, so I think that was the last question. And this is where we have overshot our time by half an hour also. So uh, with everyone's permission, I would like to conclude this session now. Still, if you feel that we haven't provided a satisfactory response, or you want to discuss further, please do feel free to reach out to us. You already have my email ID. And please do feel free to reach out. In fact, I would recommend all of you that you should get your profile and catalog reviewed by me so that I can point out where are the areas of improvement. All right. So this is where I would like to thank Mukesh ji and Chirag ji
Thank
for
you.
taking out their time and participating in this session. And
Thank you, sir.
thank you all for your time as well. Good evening and have a